The only thing in the world which is easy to gain but hard to lose is a mother's trust towards her child. This is the story of a boy, Stephen, who was 10 years old and lived in a small town beside a village area. As it was a very small locality, the nearby school was just 5 kilometers away from the village and just 17 minutes from the market. Most of the kids of that village used to attend that school, while other youngsters preferred not to study as they believed that they are destined to continue their family business in agriculture. The richest person in that village owned around 1,000 lands. He had a son named Stephen and a wife, Angela, with whom he married for 12 years. Angela looked like she was in her middle 30s, but her age was just 26. She was married at the age of 13 and conceived Stephen at the early 16. Like his parents, Stephen was brilliant in his studies and excelled in every kind of sport and activity. During the summer vacation, the school decided to go on a picnic on a nearby mountain. The students of that school were very excited when they heard the news. Stephen was excited too, as it was his first trip with his school friends. Stephen's father was a very busy man and he used to spare no time for his son. Stephen was so excited about the trip that he didn't even sleep at night, and then the day of the picnic dawned upon him, which he was eagerly waiting for. Although Angela was against the trip, out of Stephen's stubbornness, she gradually accepted the trip. As he was her only son of her, Angela was worried about him. She ordered him to come back home early and safely, and to which Stephen agreed and said, "I will be back safe and sound for you, Mom." This got tears in her eyes. It was time for Stephen's arrival and Angela had started worrying about it. Suddenly, she saw Stephen arrive before her and hug her, but the very next moment he was not there. Angela was confused. Drops of tears fell from his eyes. Suddenly she heard Stephen's voice in her mind. The voices were everywhere, and they were calling her out of pain, fear, and anxiety. After that, the doorbell rang. Angela opened the door only to find a tall man standing behind it. He said that there had been an accident, which took the lives of 3 children. Hearing that, Stephen's mother moved to tears as all guilty feelings befell upon her. Suddenly she heard his voice again. From surprise, she saw Stephen standing in front of her, smiling like a lovely baby. With one last laugh, he replied, "I told you I will come back to you." Saying this, he vanished into the thin air. Though the sorrow was hard, still it was necessary to overcome it, or else it is hard for someone to move forward in their life. The same phenomenon happened with many of the dead children's parents around the world. It seemed like the traveler of death, who will be leading them to heaven, gave some time to them so that they can fulfill their promises to their parents. Note from the author: trust is a small word, but keeping trust in someone is hard. Learn to trust others while also keeping the trust of others, or else humanity will be wiped out forever.